Hello, I'm Steve Pipson from Focus on Energy, and I'm here today to talk to you about ways that you can save energy at home during our Safer at Home. And I've been sitting around thinking myself while I'm here at sheltering in place, and I've come up with a few ideas of how we can save some energy at home in simple ways, and then some other ways that maybe not so simple. But we'll get into that in a second. I do really want to recommend that you take a look for this home maintenance and energy guide. And you can find it at focusonenergy.com/home guide. And you can download this, and we have a whole bunch of tips and tricks in here about how to save energy at home. Another quick way to save energy at home is with our focus packs. These focus packs are full of all sorts of energy saving goodies, like this one here has pipe wrap insulation, 5 LED light bulbs, sink aerators, and then this shower head. Last week, Frank, one of my colleagues, talked about shower heads and sink aerators and how they can save you energy by saving hot water. So feel free to take a look at that. And then the week before that, Jacqueline actually got into talking about these advanced power strips and how they're great at saving energy. So if you want a deeper dive into advanced power strips, certainly check out Jacqueline's video or Facebook Live. So you wanted just to tell you a little bit about these LED light bulbs. One of the things, they save about 75% over an incandescent bulb. But one of the things we need to be aware of and look for is on the side of the box here, you can actually see there's a Kelvin scale. And that Kelvin scale right here tells us how the color of the temperature of the bulb. So we want to make sure that when we're installing these, we're getting the right color temperature for the situation where we're installing it. So, at a 60 watt equivalent LED should be for anything in like your dining room or possibly living space, bedrooms, should be about 2700, which is the ones you will receive from Focus on Energy. Otherwise, if you want to go outside with these bulbs and get a clearer light, then certainly go up to the towards 4000. I wouldn't want to go above that myself personally in a residential situation. The other thing we need to look for on these boxes now is lumens. This tells us how bright these bulbs are, and that's one of the things that the LEDs, that they're fantastic for better quality light, better than those old curly bulbs of fluorescence, and also way better than the incandescents. One of the things I want to show you real quick is down in our laundry, we actually installed here at home some fluorescent strip replacements as LEDs. So why don't we go down and take a look at those. And then one of the other things I want to talk about real quick is the better quality bulb. The LED bulbs actually have a longer lifespan, which is fantastic. So you don't change them out as often. So it might be a little bit expensive up front, but worth the effort. So up here you can see these are 4-foot LED replacements for fluorescence, and the quality of light from these is par none. They're fantastic. I would highly recommend, if you can get a hold of some of those, to replace any 4-foot strips that you may have in your home. I know my wife was very excited about the color of light and the better quality of light down here for the laundry. So moving on to the laundry, here's actually a way we can save some energy right here, is making sure that we wash in cold water. One of the things we do is wash a lot of our clothing. Switch over to washing it in cold when you can. That will save you some energy. Let's head into the water heater and take a look there, because there's some ways to save energy over here. We just installed a new water heater, and I don't know if I actually checked to make sure that the temperature is at 120, so let's have a look at that. And actually it's at 130, so I would recommend to go down to 120. That can save you quite a lot of energy right there with your hot water. Another way of saving energy on the water side of things, for the hot water especially, is installing pipe wrap insulation. You can see up here, I've actually installed a lot of pipe wrap insulation, and due to the new installation of this water heater, I've got to yet go back through and put some more pipe wrap insulation around these pipes. What that does is it keeps the water warm inside of the pipe, so when you turn that faucet back on after turning it off for a little bit, that water is actually going to remain a little warmer in there. Any way you can get accessibility to pipes, it's a great idea to wrap. Otherwise, we have pipe wrap insulation from Focus on Energy in our free focus packs, and you can at least wrap up to 6 feet going from your water heater, and I would do that on the hot and cold side as well. So wrap up to 6 feet or 8 feet, and so You get 15 feet here, so if you're going at least 7.5 feet from your water heater. The other quick way on water heating is dishwasher. Make sure you're running full loads. Try not to run half loads, and then turn off your dry feature if you have one. That might be a great way to save a little energy right there. Another quick way of saving energy is actually air sealing. You can go around your basement and look for areas that are accessible and see if there's anywhere where you can see light coming through. We're going to show you real quick here where this new water heater was installed. They did not seal around that pipe right there. You can see light coming in on that left-hand side there, and there's a great opportunity to seal, and you can use any product like a spray foam type insulation, something like, well, this is actually not insulation, but it's just a gap crack sealer. This is great for that. If you're really wanting to, if you're not feeling a little challenged and you don't want to do that yourself, you can certainly reach out to one of our trade allies. Right now, if you're feeling a little uncomfortable, we understand, and you can maybe just wait until we get out of the shelter in place to get one of our trade allies to come in and help you air seal the house. So with that, why don't we head back upstairs and we'll take a look at a couple of other quick things here. One of the other things that I noticed, a lot of folks who have chimneys don't close the dampers, and that's a good way to save energy. Right here you can see at the bottom of the door, we've installed weather stripping on this door here to try and help slow the rate of air movement coming in underneath this old door. And then over here we have weather stripping around the door. This helps seal it up. I know that we're heading into warmer conditions, but this was certainly great over winter to help keep the rate of airflow coming in through this door down to a minimum. So why don't we head back up into the living space up here, and I'll tell you about a couple of tricks now that we're heading into warmer conditions. We want to make sure our ceiling fans are set correctly. So up here you see there's a switch. With this switch, it's a winter and summer mode. Basically, this is in winter mode right now, and it draws the air upward. Right now we want to, and drawing that air upward, and then it pushes that warm air back down. But right now what we want to do is have these set so that the air is coming down from the fan, so we feel cooler. We can actually feel up to about 10 degrees cooler just by sitting under a fan or in front of a fan. So. But they only use about 10% of the energy that's used for an air conditioning unit. So a great way of saving energy right there. Real quick, I wanted to show you guys here, Department of Energy has a great website available, and it's a way of doing a home advisor, and you can do this on your own. So if you have some time available right now, you can go through and put in some information about your home. And then it will sort of give you a little bit of advice about where you should be looking for some professional help, or what you could actually do on your own to make your home more efficient. One of the great things here is you can actually do this home energy yardstick, and we did one here on our home, and actually pretty proud that it came out at 9.8 out of 10. So we're doing pretty well here at our home. So that's a great way you can actually do your own just sort of a gauge to see where your house is at. And then also don't forget this home maintenance and energy guide available through Focus on Energy. One of the last things I just want to mention real quick is we have another great way of saving energy is through these smart thermostats. These save about $120 a year just installing one of those by itself. And next week on Focus Friday 5, we're actually going to be diving deeper on smart thermostats and our new marketplace available for folks to buy some of these items, and get them an instant rebate on them right away. So make sure you get a free focus pack at focusonenergy.com free. That's a great way to get those focus packs with the light bulbs and everything, pipe wrap insulation. Go online and look for that home maintenance and energy guide. And then I want to thank our real estate ambassadors out there who are helping spread the word with these Focus Friday 5s and social media for us. You're doing a great job. But thank you for joining me today on Focus Friday 5. My name again is Steve Pips, and I'm with Focus on Energy.